evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the 191 Motorsports. And we're here at the beautiful D-shaped oval, Michigan International Speedway. And I'm looking forward to it here. 100 laps here at Michigan. I mean, we've seen mini Michigan, as I like to call Chicagoland, for a couple times these last few weeks. But here tonight, we get to see the big boy. We get to see the real Michigan Speedway here tonight, and hopefully, these drivers put on a good show for us. But I know one of the persons that's definitely looking forward to it, my co-commentator here, Carl Hammer, joining the booth with Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, back here at Michigan once again. Well, we did kind of see that, or at least talk about that last week when we had the Core Xfinity Series here at Michigan, and a lot of drivers were saying how the car's loose, and some were trying out in the official races, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be a rough one out there. It's gonna be crazy. And then we end up seeing 70 laps green flag. So hopefully we get the same thing here. Hopefully we get a nice green flag run, maybe another green to checker it here. But either way, a pretty decent sized field out here. Once again, looks like 20 drivers at the moment are getting ready to strap in and get this thing going. Man, we're going to talk to here before the race. Our pre-race reporter is at Matthew Scruffy Jordan. Looks like he's just finishing up his qualifying runs right now, and then we'll get to talk to the driver of the 23. But in the meantime, we'll take a look at the point standings coming in. Levi Poland enjoying a 17-point lead over Michael Casey. And you got Matthew Jordan, Billy Rickett, and Justin Spengler rounding out your top five. Last week's winner at Charlotte was Jason Krusman, as he certainly likes the D-shaped ovals, as he won 2 out of the 3 here so far, finishing in first at Echo Park, the newer paved version, and then winning last week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But we'll see who's got the hot shoe tonight. We had plenty of different winners here this season. As taking a look at it, we got 6 different winners here through the first little over half a season. But biggest amount of wins is going to go to your points leader, Levi Poland, as he's got 4, and he's been pretty good at even when he's not up there winning, he's finishing up there towards the front, and kind of what Michael Casey did last year. But Casey just not able to get to that top step enough. Only 2 wins here in the season. But Matthew Jordan has got 2 as well, and that will bring him in and have a little chat with the driver of the 23. Matthew, certainly a good season, a good start to the season, obviously, as we talked to you after the win at Daytona, but then even another win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I know maybe, kind of the races in between, points maybe not falling exactly where you want them, but either way, I mean, getting this late in the season, you're still 3rd in points.
Yeah, it's been an up and down season for me. I've had some good solid runs, and then had some kind of mistakes made on my part, and hitting pit box, and sliding through like I did last weekend. I slid the pit box 3 times last weekend, so that was terrible. So all this week I've been practicing hitting pit box. So yeah, hopefully that pays off for me today.
Jimmy, did I hear that right? Did somebody finally listen to the soothing words of us saying, practice your pit stops, practice your pit stops? We preach every week. I listen.
I listen.
We do say it a lot. I mean, you certainly want to be fast on track, but you probably gain more time in and through pit road than you do actually on the track, depending on your speed. But either way, like I said, it's been, I think, a good season overall for you. Up there, 3rd in points. It's getting a little later in the season, past the halfway point right now. I know Levi Poland's been putting in a lot of good runs. Excuse me, a lot of good runs here this season. But do you think you have anything for the 91 for the rest of the season, and maybe have a chance at this championship?
you know what? I'm gonna just let the race do its thing. And I don't know if I have anything for Levi. I don't think I have his type of speed, and I don't think I have anything for Mike. My main thing is just keep it out of the wall. Just don't wreck. Just don't end up with a DNF, because that's just terrible points day for anybody.
Well, I mean, as the saying goes, to finish first, you must first finish. So that's certainly a good mantra to have. And looks like you got a good qualifying spot out here tonight, starting in the top 5. So we'll let you get after it. If we get any kind of yellow or something, maybe we'll have a chance to bring you in here. But hopefully you get that 23 on the podium. We'll get to talk to you after the race. But before we get you into the car and get ready for this thing, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
My mom and dad just showed up just a few minutes ago. They're in my living room right now playing with my kid and my wife and child. They're always supportive, and everybody at 191. We run the Daytona 24 all night last night, and then we come in here to do this. Quite a few of my guys that was in there with that, and yeah, just a shout out to you guys for broadcasting this. We really thank you.
Yeah, there's plenty of us that are sick when it comes like that. Me and Jimmy obviously did the 24 also, and now we're getting in here and doing the broadcasting. Granted, we did the first session, but either way, yeah, there's plenty of drivers I'm sure out here tonight that just got done doing Daytona 24. Maybe they're still not done. Maybe they still got to get back in there for another stint after this race. But either way, wish you luck out there, buddy, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this race.
Yes, sir.
That is the driver of the number 23, Matthew Jordan, as I once again lose my mic, but we'll get him down there in the waiting room. And Jimmy, we're ready to get this thing going. Why don't you give us a rundown of our starting order? Barney waving that first green flag here of the night. 100 laps at Michigan is underway. Travis Noble, Justin Spengler going to lead him off down into turn number 1. Certainly keep an eye on that number 18, not just because you got a good number out there, but he was our winner back earlier this season at Auto Club. Obviously, kind of a sister track, a very similar shaped, D-shaped oval out there in Fontana, but it's certainly one to watch here tonight. See if Saucier can get another win here at the D-shaped oval. But I'm sure there's a lot of drivers that would like to get out here and get themselves a win. Certainly the one right outside the number 6, we'll talk about him again. He's still yet to crack through. Billy Rickett in the 7. Can he get a finish? He certainly usually gets some pretty decent starts and good starting positions. It's just getting that ding-dang finish to get him up there. But right now, Travis Noble leads the way. Douglas Ivey, Justin Spengler, Matthew Jordan, and Bryce Saucier for your top 5. Oh, Jimmy, while you're doing that, do you mind turning on your mic so everyone can hear your lovely voice? I mean, I know some come here for me, but they like the tandem, me and you talking.
Well, welcome race fans. Jimmy here. No, thanks for the heads up. No, I just updated my a lot of my stuff. So here I am. I got my rig and PC are in shambles at the moment. There are actually cables all over the place. I was racing just the other night with Carl and the gang, and
heads are falling off.
but now I got just changed out the main monitor. Went from 1080p to 1440p, trying to relieve the CPU a little bit of the tasking. My frames are about average, about 10 lower, but man, the clarity is a lot better, and the GPU is now forced to work a lot harder. So trying to relieve,
which is what
CPU.
you want. I mean, that's why you get those higher end GPUs. You want the GPU working at max capacity, and you want the CPU to be able to do other tasks on the PC and not have to work so hard for iRacing. But working hard right now is the 70 to try and just hold this spot up there, as Matthew Scruffy Jordan got that 23. Looking to the outside here, trying to get himself up there to the front. Maybe a little chat with us, whether you heard him out there or not. I promise you, he was talking to me and Jimmy, and maybe just some words of encouragement. It's got that 23 to the front.
Yeah, 23 of Matthew Scruffy Jordan getting things done here, and you can see he's in 3 or 4 right now at a very high line. We'll go ahead and move up. Is obviously Travis Noble over to use the lower line and get the lead there, but still a heck of a run on that outside, and some people prefer to run that and just kind of just stay consistent. And you can see him just continue to run that higher side here. Michigan, many lines to choose from, but that outside line was able to allow Scruffy to kind of get the lead there. You can see coming off of 2 how tight it is, especially for somebody down the inside. I think Mike Casey couldn't get that to work in order, and because Scruffy was in the way. So he had to let up, and Scruffy pulled back out front here as they headed down to 3 and 4.
4 wide.
Oh, yeah.
3 wide off the corner, and a little touch there from Mike Casey. As I set him down on the bottom, he's going to be stuck 3 wide now on the bottom. Going to lose, and that's the problem when it's so close and there's so many cars. But now he's going to get tangled up in an incident here as well. You've seen it kind of start to develop. There were 3 wide, basically 3 rows back, which is great looking and great for racing, great for broadcast, but it can get a little sketchy, a little hairy there for the drivers out there. And it looks like, not sure if it was the 31 that came down, or it looks like maybe the 97.
It looked like the 33
gets swept across. Yeah, the 33 sweeps across the nose of the 97 right there. Catches the 31, the 98. And the 6 also getting involved in this one. Doesn't look like too much damage to a lot of the cars. The 33, I think, taking the brunt of it here, backing it into the wall. But even still, not really too much damage to these cars. I mean, they do have 2 fast repairs. I don't know if any of them are worthy of a fast repair. If you can get that thing cleaned up and buffed out under caution, you certainly want to do that.
No meatballs.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of what I was waiting for, watching for. I don't see anything yet, and given the fact that we're going to have another caution here coming up on lap number 25, if you can get even half the damage repaired here, you're not going to go down a lap within 15 laps, no matter how slow you are, I don't think. So I would try and if I'm any of these drivers out here that got some damage, try and avoid using that fast repair. You never know how this race can go.
Yeah, and it would kind of go down to what you would love to see iRacing to kind of come in the pits, who come in, you see that you have all kinds of tons of damage, and you're like, oh, let me hit the fast repair button and fix it immediately, and then roll back out. But at least give you the opportunity to do that. And I know a lot of drivers will be like, hey, what kind of damage do I got? Usually when they're coming around the track, and that's probably, I guess, our only option at the moment. And that's if your fellow drivers support you and be like, oh, you got a bent front end, or your tires sticking out. I mean,
if you really trust them.
Yeah. So how much do you trust your teammates? But Carl, I was looking at Matthew Rafford as he's coming in the pits, and obviously things have changed. At least on my side, it looks like the spec map has been fixed.
Well, I'm seeing it's certainly a new. Are you talking about for Matthew Radford? Yeah, it's a new paint scheme also for the 97. I don't remember seeing that Allied paint scheme on there before, but it's definitely a good looking car, and everything looks like it's actually functioning properly here for all the drivers out here. Some good looking paint schemes, and you see a lot of quick pit stops here. Not sure how many, if any, use their fast repairs, but it's going to be Travis Noble in the lead here. Matthew Jordan, Bryce Saucier, Justin Spengler, and Billy Rickett for your top 5. Jason Crispin already up 11 spots, up into 6th position, starting in 17th. Then you got Bradley Worley up 7 spots as well, into 7th. Chris Perry, Tyler Miles, and Paul Helms right now for your top 10.
Everybody getting things done here so far. Just a little caution here early on, but plenty of more racing to go as these drivers work their way around here tonight at Michigan. So almost to the 10 lap mark, working on lap number 9. Still single file at the moment, and they'll be going back to 2 wide here this time by, but is Reese's car, man. I like orange for one.
Jimmy?
And then you have to slap a Reese's on the car.
Jimmy, it's crazy how much Reese's are anymore when you go to the stores. You used to get like 2 for $3 was a good deal, but I was at Walmart today and they have all the Valentine stuff out there, and that's a pretty decent deal on the Reese's Hearts. Granted, they're smaller, but there's like 4 of them for $1.50. I'm like, I can't not get 4 packs of them. so yes, I partake in the Valentine's Reese's already. And I think my daughter's asking, are those for the Valentine's? No, those are for Daddy.
Nope, they're just in the heart shape because I love them.
Yep. So she had one on the way home, and I had one too. So yes, I agree. Reese's for sure. But yeah, it looks like according to Bartholomew, that the 97 was painted by the 33 of Douglas Ivey, and maybe does a better job. Paint scheming than he does 3 wide on the front stretch. We'll just throw that out there. But either way, he's got the 33 back out there, restarting here in 18th position. So we'll see if Douglas Ivey can make his way back up through here. But once again, the 70 is going to lead the way. And now you got Matthew Jordan on the outside here to start. That 18 up into 3rd. We'll see if he's got anything here in the in this next little run. Again, we're going to have a caution here and about 15 laps for the comp caution, but so far so good. We'll get this thing going here. Pace car lights are out, and it'll be in control here by Travis Noble.
Yeah, just waiting for the cars to come around, and obviously they got a little bit of ways. It's not as long as some tracks to get started, but the pace car comes off now, and then it's just wait, holding, hold. And then the blue zone there, the Geico restart zone, typically named, but I don't see no Geico stick around there tonight. But the 70 gets on the loud pedal, heads the field down into turn number 1 with everybody following. Matthew Scruffy's still on that outside. The 18 of Bryce going to use that inside to hopefully poke us those out there. But Carl, they spread out like they're not quite 4 wide, but man, you see enough noses from the front when you look behind.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful scene, especially when you have a lot of different colored paint schemes out there, and it really kind of accentuates it as you see a nice little shove there, a little help there from Scruffy for Travis Noble to keep him out front, as Bryce Saucier now to the bottom looking for the lead. Looking back here from the 18, and you see he does clear the 70. And I'm sorry, that's a 7 right there, but he does clear. I believe he got the lap lead there. If not, maybe just shy. Yes. It was really close between him and the 70. But battling back on the outside, Travis Noble wants to keep this lead, wants to keep this thing rolling at the front, and now good run on the outside from the 23. Gonna try and move up there in a second. Travis Noble, 6th in points coming in here. And he's one of the top drivers without a win here this season. This is race number 13. So through the first 12 races, as mentioned, we have 6 different winners. There's been a lot of repeat winners. We got Jason Crispin with 2, Matthew Jordan, Michael Casey with 2, and then, as mentioned before, Levi Poland with 4. The single wins going to Nolan Potter and Bryce Saucier. But either way, there's a lot of drivers out here looking for their first win on the season. Top drivers in the points without a win, obviously, as mentioned every week, Billy Rickett right there in 4th place. Just Spengler in 5th place in the points yet to get a win. Then Travis Noble right there, as mentioned as well. But it got really close there, and the Reese's car getting a little bit banged up there. Maybe somebody trying to open those wrappers from the outside here, as the 34 is getting shuffled back here for Chris Perry. But he's good now. He's got this thing back under control, and even on the straightaways, Jimmy. I mean, we love seeing him fan out on the turns. Typically, they kind of wedge back together on the straightaways, but I mean, on the front stretch here, we've seen a lot of 3 wide even on the front stretch.
Yeah, I think everybody just kind of using the momentum, trying to keep it going, and maybe pick up a position. You can see here the 34 kind of getting split 3 wide again by the 33 of he'll come to me. 30, the 33 in the 30. Oh, 97. No, there.
It's going to bring us under another caution here as the 34 was, dare I say, going to pieces there for a little bit, falling back through the field, and I think he was just kind of almost stuck in no man's land. He was trying to figure out, which way do I got to go? All of a sudden, he's 3 wide in the middle, and then the 91 coming off the corner, he's drifted up a little bit. The 34 coming down, they meet in the middle, and I mean, I like me a little country time. I like me certainly some Reese's, but I don't think country time and Reese's necessarily go together. But unfortunately, the 97 gets caught up in that one. The 55, I'm sorry, the 25 there, Rodney Miles goes for a bit of a ride. And then the 55 right there at the end, Zane Bierman gets a little piece of it. We do have a meatball, and that is going to go to the 40, which I didn't even see that. All right, there's the 40 right there, but it didn't look, well, I was going to say it didn't look like he got that much damage, but what we've seen all season now, it doesn't matter if you get much damage or not, that there's some kind of issues. But I see a couple cars. Are we back live? And there's still cars collecting themselves back up here?
Yeah, I am back live.
Yeah, I still see another 55 sideways there. I seen 97 trying to get back to going here, so not sure what happened. Maybe getting caught up to the field.
Yep.
Ah, right there, lock it up. Oh, into the back of the 97.
I wonder how many of these drivers partook in the Daytona 24-hour race, Carl. They might be sleep deprived.
These things don't stop on a dime like the like the Porsche did for us, or the LMP2s.
No.
So you gotta slow them down a little bit earlier than that. I'm not sure what everybody was driving out there for the Daytona 24, if they were. Certainly seen a lot of good drivers that are on CRN. In all these various leagues, tons of drivers out there on different teams, and seen quite a few of them really happy with their results. So congrats to everyone out there that competed. Even if you get out there and finish last, honestly, it's just you gotta take some time. You gotta get a team together. You gotta try it. I mean, because it is honestly some of the most fun that I have on iRacing. It's aside from broadcasting, some of the best racing that I have is racing with a team. I mean, you're hamstrung by your drivers in the fact that you could have 15 great stints in a row, and then somebody gets in the car and wins it, and then it's all over. It doesn't matter what you just did, but you could have it the opposite way too. You could be the last one getting in the car, and all of a sudden, that first lap you loop it around and throw it away for the entire team. But when you have those great races, those ones that really stand out, whether it's working your way up and sneaking out a top 5 at the end, or getting a podium, or where we've had a couple opportunities now and a couple of chances to get a win in one of the 24-hour races. It is something special, and it's something that you never forget as a team, because it takes a team to get it done. I mean, these 24-hour races, you need a good 5 or 6 man team just to get it done and work through it. I mean, can you get it done with 4? Yeah. Can you get it done with less? If you don't have a life, maybe. But I mean, most of us here, we got some kind of life one way or another, and you need 3, 4, 5 other drivers on the team to help you get it done. But it's a blast. I mean, as frustrating as it can be at times, it's fun. So whether you like the road or not, really encourage you to get out there and test it out.
They
get
got
together
other
with a team.
special events. They do have like the Daytona 500, a Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah,
they've done the
they're not
Indy
team events.
Well,
They're not
yeah,
team
I
events.
guess now they're not team events.
That's really what it comes down. And honestly, those I think are the opposite end of the spectrum. That Daytona 500s, Indy 500s. I mean, you want to talk about just sitting there and having to do an endurance race, and then one person's a JO, and all of a sudden it wrecks the last 3 hours of your life. So yeah, that can be a little frustrating. But We got apparently a new pace car out there. Bryce Saucier wants to get this thing going quickly. He's happy to be out there in the lead, as he did lead that lap there, and now he's going to be the one that controls this restart here as we're doubled up. Bryce Saucier, Travis Noble, Bradley Worley, Justin Spengler, Michael Casey for your top 5. We've had a few cars in and out of the pits here so far. A lot of them because they're getting involved in these incidents one way or another. But now the 18. Going to lead them back to the green flag, and we are not going to go back to the green flag. Looks like we are going to extend the caution. I'm waiting for Barney to wave, but I'm like, he's got a yellow flag. I don't want him to wave that one. And he's just going to hold it. His arm's got to get tired by the end if he's going to hold that thing the entire time.
The whole time. You know, once the cars are gone, I mean, I would be putting my arm up. I'd be a bad Barney.
Well, pace car's back out here. I'm not sure what the holdup was here, but our race admin back there, Daniel Pinkston, looks like giving the 55 the EOL here, and we're going to get this thing re-racked. We should get him back to green flag this time by, and we'll have 6 laps until we get to the comp caution.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they'll call the comp caution or if they'll actually let it go. Just use the earlier incidents to kind of keep this thing under control here, and if they get going green, to keep it going green. But down the backstretch they go right now. You see the cars heading down into terminal number 3.
I'm also wondering if we're going to get this thing going here, because it looks, yeah, there we go. I was going to say he extended it, but he extended it by 3 laps. So I thought we were going to get 3 more laps, but now the pace car lights do get shut off, and we are going to go back to green this time by. And again, the 18 is going to be your control car, and you heard him kind of shutting off the engine there a little bit. Not sure, if they're maybe tight on fuel to get to lap 25. I wouldn't think so, but either way, going to get back to the restart zone here one more time, whether it's Geico or not. We're back to racing here at Michigan.
They're just starting to go, and it looks like a good start up front as the 18 leads them down into turn number 1 at Bob's side. You see Mike Casey up there pushing Bradley Worley to maybe get up there a little bit quicker, as Mike got slid back there a few laps ago. But back here we are riding on board with Matthew Jordan, as he got a chance to lead for a little bit here behind Mike Casey now in Pete number 7.
And no special paint schemes on the cars tonight. Certainly last week out there we had the throwback paint schemes, but do see some new ones out there, like the 88. Currently your leader battling for the lead, Bradley Worley, typically runs the Budweiser paint schemes, and he's got a Budweiser on there tonight, but got a little American flag version of that car. And now the 70 of Travis Noble looking to get back to the point. He dives all the way down to the inside, and all the way at the top of the track is your leader, the 18. And you want to talk about just kind of complete opposites here. And then you got the 88 kind of run in the middle. You see it on the backstretch here, 3-4 wide, got close to some more contact there. Now the 6 diving down to the inside here, looking to get a run on the 70. All kinds of lines being used up here early.
Yeah, I like hop on top of the cars. So I was like, go down into the corners, but you could see them all fanned out. Like there's nobody trying to draft. Everybody just going down the road. You can see how nice and wide it is. It is plenty wide enough for 4 cars to go wide here, but yeah, I don't think there's a single car following each other in any sort of drafting motions, and just everybody working
in turns, for sure. No.
Working the
others, by the way, they kind of get into 3 different lines maybe,
yeah.
But in the corners now it's like 17 different lines. We see the 33 there working his way back up. Now Douglas Ivey was back there in about 20th position. He's now back up into the top 10 and in 7th right now. Involved in the early incident. You got Tony Brennan trying to work his way back up there with him as well. Again, a few of these drivers were in the pits. Obviously, the 33 was in the pits early on, just taking fuel and getting some repairs done from the early incident. But now he's working his way back up. The 7 of Rickett looked like he came up a little too abruptly out of that corner. Maybe he scraped the wall a little bit. Going to lose a little bit of momentum down the backstretch of 28 of Spengler now to the inside, looking for 4th place. or sorry, 5th place. And they're going to get it through 3 and 4 right here. But we got a battle up front as at least 2 wide, if not 3 wide. Right now, Brian Saucier leading the way. But you see back here, Bradley Worley right there in second. Right behind him is where the battle is looming. The 6 on the outside, now the 70 right there, trying to get position on the inside. Again, we're only a couple laps away from the comp caution, so these drivers know if they pick up a position right now, they can at least have a better shot of getting into the pits. 4 wide on the backstretch in 98. Going to go 3 for 1 right there on the backstretch. And he's going to move himself up now into 8th position. So Jason Chrisman looking to move his way up here again. Last week's winner would love to go back-to-back in that monster number 88. Or, sorry, 98.
Who wouldn't want to go back-to-back, Carl? But not looking good so far. I mean, in the top 10 at the moment. Obviously, that the comp caution always looming here early on after the first 25 laps for 191 on Sunday nights. So I was curious. I was kind of curious, if they've had a bunch of cautions from the rip, why would you have a comp caution at, like 5 laps later? Oh no, leave my Poland. That looked dangerous.
That looked pretty solid. End of the wall. Waiting to see if any meatballs pop up. As of right now, looks like he's going to get away with this one, but going to lose plenty of positions. And a fortuitous comp caution now going to come out here. And we always question that. I mean, I question in real life the stage breaks in NASCAR, as I was
there ain't no more of those.
Really hoping for their sake that once they're making this big rule change with the points and everything like that maybe they get rid of those. Or you want to have stages? Okay, have stages. You don't need to throw the yellow. Get some strategy in there. Let them keep going and let them keep running.
I thought they took those out from the new rulings.
I thought I seen them still in there, but I mean, not that I'm going to watch either way. I mean, you want to talk about endurance racing? That's a whole other story.
That's good quality nap time, Carl.
You're right. I mean, I like my. Oh,
you watched the start.
The 97. Not sure what's happening there. The 97 of Matthew Radford.
Check it out.
But he pulls down off the track and abruptly stopped. And it looks like the 97 was given an EOL. I'm not sure what exactly was going on here, as the field now entering pit lane, as we should see everybody come down into pit lane. Yeah, kind of confusing right there, but the 97 is back rolling. So I'm not sure if he had some kind of issues, or as for the EOL, I don't know, but either way, everybody coming down into the pits except for, looks like the 34 Chris Perry, the 40 of Tyler Miles. They were down a few laps here, so they're probably going to stay out there to get a wave around, maybe come in next time. But first chance at some pit stops. Looks like on top of everything else, Matthew Radford with a black flag. So I'm not sure if it was entering the pits or not, but maybe going to have an extra little hole here. But seeing plenty of drivers. Yeah. Plenty of drivers taking tires here. A few electing not to. A couple, including
we had some insight on the 97. His wheel came off during the green.
So there's that. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
It's no worse than brake pedals not working correctly.
Too soon.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Too soon. Whole nother story that I'm sure we'll get into at some point.
I'm sure you definitely get into it. It just, so many things can happen. I've been at Daytona's 24-hour events, and your teammate's in the car, he's driving, and his VR headset had an update. How he didn't wreck, I have no clue. But he pulled over, stopped the car, got out, and somebody got back in. And we ended up winning that race. So that race was, I guess we were just destined to win it. But we had so many issues. We had somebody coming in the pits, almost he wouldn't have made it around again. Ended up coming into pits, locking up the brakes,
slamming on the brakes,
doing a 360 down through pit lane. We had another person, his steering wheel, it just stopped shifting. So he had to pull off. He stopped like right there in turn 1 and ended up like turn off his wheel and turned it back on to reboot it, and it was fine again. All kinds of issues happen. We're not out here. We don't have like, oh, the rotor's broke or, oh, the transmission's stuck. But man, PC,
still have mechanical
electronics,
failures.
still have mechanical problems for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same issue back when I had VR before, where it had an update middle of the race, and I think it was like during an endurance race too. And I literally, until the next pit stop, had to drive with it like setting on top of my head, because it still registered on the screen, where I was looking, so I could basically use the monitor to drive until I could, get in the pits, click on the update thing, and get it back up and going. But yeah, that is not fun. And then obviously for this Daytona 24 had the issues with the brakes, where could not figure out why our car was 5 miles an hour underpowered. And here, for some reason, even though I drove 5 stints earlier in the race with no issues, it was driving with the pedal dragging by about 5%. So I spent the second half of that run literally pulling the pedal towards me until I had to brake. So as Jimmy liked to coin, I was towing it, pulling with my toes on the straightaways and then pushing with the toes when I had to brake. But same thing, got in the pits, quickly got to the control panel, kind of reset it, and everything was good to go. But not something you want to do in an endurance race when you got 4 or 5 other drivers worried about you as well. But either way, Levi Poland trying to hold off the charge from everybody. He did not take tires on this pit stop, so you may see that country time number 91 start to drop back through the field, and already losing a couple spots. Michael Casey to the outside here of Saucier, trying to go for the lead.
Yeah, Mike trying to work his way up to the front here and get the lead here. Mike's been having his hands full this season with Levi Poland and a few of the other drivers really putting some pressure and times into kind of give him a run for his money here for this championship, and just kind of holding Mike back. So right now Mike needs a good day, and he needs Levi to have a bad day, and that's a hard task to hold Levi to have a bad day at racing. He's just been real consistent so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's in second place in the points for, a reason. He's got 2 wins, and he's consistent as well, winning earlier on in the season at Kentucky, and then most recently winning at Talladega, basically 3 races ago at Talladega, which I'm sure Mike was extremely happy about. Anytime you win at a plate track, knowing that everyone else in the field has a legit chance is definitely good. But he knows he's got to do something a little bit special in the back half of this season to take it to Levi Poland, and I'm sure that's why you're seeing that 6 really enjoying some time at the front here. But he's once again been passed by Saucier, looking to go 2 for 2 so far on these D-shaped ovals this season. And would love to get that second one here tonight. This will be it for the 2-mile D-shaped ovals for this season, unfortunately. I know, Jimmy, but we do have some interesting tracks coming up the rest of the year, as next week we'll go to a plate track. We'll go to Daytona for the second one, and Matthew Scruffy Jordan winning the season opener at Daytona. We'll see what he can do there on Daytona. But then we got North Wilkesboro and Pocono as back-to-back races, and both of those could get very, very interesting. Basically, the short track there of North Wilkesboro, one of the only short tracks I know of, at least, that is uphill and downhill for how short it is. But then you got Pocono, which is, I like to consider a road course shaped like an oval. Certainly a very difficult track to kind of master. You can be fast there, you can be good there, but to master it can be very difficult. And then to finish out the season, we got Homestead, Iowa, back to Talladega one more time, and then the season ends in Vegas. So some pretty good ones here to finish out the season. But we got to finish up here at Michigan. We're a third of the way through. And at the front, you got Bryce Saucier leading the way, Travis Noble in second, Michael Casey Dale Gardner Jr., Tony Brennan for your top 5. Then you got Paul Helms, Matthew Radford, Bradley Worley, Levi Poland, and Justin Spengler for your top 10.
Yeah, looking good. Everybody's just all, I want to say all over the place, but they're not. They're just, there's just so many selections to choose for these lines. It's just definitely, it's good to see a lot of different people kind of up here. And to be honest, Carl, a lot of drivers having a pretty decent run here, all the way back to, I believe, even up to, I think, the 55 of Zane Bierman, pretty much, the last of the drivers right at the moment, and that chasing that front group of cars. So back here, and can't leave them out because still having a good race and running around maybe like skilled drivers. You got Scott Henderson and Wade Enyart back here on the 72 and the number 21 just racing it out back here. This is for 16th and 17th, but still doing a good job. Richard Hartman probably wishing to be running a little bit better, has fallen back a ways. Tyler Miles, I haven't talked about him much, but has fallen 10 spots from qualifying. Chris Perry back here as well, as he was kind of battered around, but currently in 20th. Jason Crispin in 21st in number 98, but is still out here. Maybe looking for a caution to catch him back up now, but.
Yeah, not sure what happened to the 98 because he's about to go a lap down. So not sure what exactly happened to put him back so far because he was up there battling and looking to maybe have a chance at the lead not too long ago, but not sure if it was a bad pit stop or what the case was. Looks like he came in the pits on lap number 31, so maybe going completely off cycle from everybody, taking fuel only. And seeing how this thing is going to play out, but he's maybe now going to go under threat from getting past. Now it looks like Chris Perry into the pits from 20th position as well. Biggest move of the race so far. Levi Poland up 10 spots, but he's been dropping because he was up from dead last to first on this restart, but he's out there with older tires, has yet to change tires on that Country Time number 91, so he'll be loving this next pit stop, whether it comes under green or caution, to get some freshies on that thing, and he'll have more tires than everybody else for the rest of this race. One of only a few cars that is yet to come in and take tires, and they do have 4 sets of tires in the pits, so maybe kind of thinking, okay, we had a few cautions in the beginning here, it could be a bit of a caution fest. Let me just go ahead and save as many sets of tires as possible. Whoa! And wheel on the car or not, the 97 is gonna go around, try to save it 3, 4, 5 times. Oh, the 33 heavy impact into the 97 there as well. And I would not be surprised if we get a couple meatballs out of this one. And there they go. They just popped up. Ooh. The 33 and the 97, both with a meatball on this one. And I don't know if the 97 fully got his wheel back on or not, but that might have knocked it right back off. You see it right there, just trying to save it a couple times as they made contact together between the 31 and 97. 28 getting a piece of that one as well. Rickett just kind of helping him around, and the 88 goes nose to nose. Just nothing he could do on that one, and going to bring us under another caution.
Yeah, another caution flies. It does look like the 28 was able to save that off to the top left of your screen, but right there, the 33 coming in late and hitting the 97, and that's what brings out the meatballs here for those two. But yeah, it's been a little while, Carl. I mean, all the damage that's been done and the incidences, it's kind of surprised that the meatball flag's even flying right now.
Well, while we have a chance, we'll wait till they go past the pit road. Don't want to pull him in here and talk to him if he's trying to figure out pit strategy. But we'll bring in Matthew Jordan here again and have a little chat with him, see how the race is going. Back there in 10th currently, down 5 spots, but we've seen him up there. We've seen him get to the lead in that number 23. And we'll see what he's got for the rest of this race. Still plenty of racing to get to go. Only on lap number 38 right now. We'll see if anyone is going to come down pit road and top off. Looks like Scruffy maybe would rather talk to us. He decides to stay out, and we'll go ahead and bring in the driver of the 23. As Scruffy, we noticed you stayed out there. We were holding off to make sure you weren't coming down pit road. Didn't want to mess up your strategy, but you decided to stay out and move back up into the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the best decision, but I'm just going with my gut at this point, and hopefully I can get some clean air on the nose of this thing, and yeah, just try to drive it back up to the front.
A few wrecks earlier on here tonight. Certainly, Michigan's known for having about 35 different lines in the corners, but it seems like you guys are using plenty of lines in the straightaways too. Even we're seeing 3 wide, 4 wide on the straightaways. The cars are racy out here tonight, but they look maybe just a touch loose, a touch on the free side.
I'm not really that bad loose. It's actually pretty firm for me. I mean, but I'm not driving it on the limit either right now. I'm just trying to put around and let some of these laps burn away and see these folks burn off their stuff, and I'll catch up later.
Well, I mean, we seen you get to the front. We figured, talking to myself and Jimmy, giving you some words of encouragement. We seen you get that 23 at the front of the field. So, we seen you back there in 10th. Figured we need to pull you in here and give you another pep talk here. Get that the number 23 to the front. So, I mean, so far so good though. You've been avoiding some of the mayhem so far, and I'm sure that's exactly what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, that was a big checkup there with that wreck. I saw it as it was happening through just the mess of cars that was in front of me, and I just immediately started getting on the brakes and looking in the mirror, hoping everybody else was too.
You didn't want to cold trickle that thing and just go for the smoke and just put the hammer down.
Yeah. Yeah. Arc a brake. No, that's okay. I'm good. I try to race smart and not like that.
Yep, that was the right move. So, well, congrats on moving back up here in the top 5, and hopefully you can keep moving that 23 up front. We'll let you go back to it.
10-4, appreciate it.
That is the driver of the 23, Matthew Jordan, our in-race reporter here tonight. As we're getting ready to go back to racing, we mentioned plenty of drivers coming into the pits from the front of this field. So it shifts up the order here a little bit. Bryce Sautier, your leader, the 28 of Justin Spengler, now back up into second place. Matthew Jordan, Paul Helms, Wade Enier for your top 5. So good move up here for the 21 of Wade. See how long he can hold on with that IKEA number 21. They got Travis Noble, Rodney Miles, Jason Chrisman. Certainly loved to see that caution. He not only stays on the lead lap, but now he's up there in 8th position. So good job there for the 98. And they got Mike Casey, Billy Rickett for your top 10. Those two, along with the rest of them behind them, enjoying a pit stop this time. And we got some fresh tires on those drivers as well. So we'll see, I think, a lot of different speed out here on the track, and we'll see who's got the right call at the right time. Getting close to that halfway point. We still got another 10 laps till we get there. Saucier gonna lead him back to the green.
Getting ready to go back to green and smash that little skinny pedal on the right. That makes it go faster, but the 18 gets on it. Takes this group down the cross start finish line down into turn number 1. Doesn't look like the outside got the run that they wanted there out of the number 28, 64. Paul Helms able to get the inside move and fall there by the 25 of Rodney Miles. Haven't talked about Rodney very much here tonight, but I think it was the first time he's been towards the front here, but looking to kind of poke his nose, even break the top 3.
Picking a 3, we got 3 wide down the backstretch of 25 of Rodney Miles on that inside. You got Paul Helms in the middle. Scruffy Jordan backs out of it here a little bit now. Miles going to slide up to that middle lane, which blocks the 98. He's going to get shuffled down a little bit. Casey trying to give plenty of room because there are 3, it looked like there were 3 or 4 wide right there. Now it's just down to 2 wide, which is enough as Casey's trying to kind of squeeze his way back up into there, but the 25 cuts him off down into turn number 1. Saucier leading this thing. Spengler hanging on into second, but it is, I mean, the 25 end of the wall. I mean, Jimmy, there really is no battlefield, I don't think, here, at least to this point. The entire
Michigan's
damn field
the battlefield, Carl. Michigan's
yes.
the battlefield. Drivers are just all over the place. We've seen drivers that have driven in the back for most of the season be up in the middle of the pack, up towards the front. We've seen some drivers that typically up front, they're in the back. So everything is all over the place, Carl. I know there's a lot of factors going on.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. Douglas Ivey getting into it again, the 33.
Jordan involved in this one as well. I'm not sure if it was Zane Bierman that got into some more action here. I think the 40 got into the 88. as we're slowing up, we'll take a look back here and see what caused this one. 55 drifts up the track. Not sure if he thought he was clear behind the 23, but hooks the 23 into the 33. And man, that 33 here tonight has just been involved in everything, I think, at this point. I mean, it's back there in 12th right now, but just anything and everything that 33 of Ivy has been involved in, and hopefully it's gotten out of everybody's system tagging him here tonight. But again, we're not even halfway. I don't know how many fast repairs some of these guys still have. Haven't seen, too many wrecks with meatballs. We've seen obviously the last one there with 2 cars getting a meatball, but maybe some of these drivers are able to hang on to them, save them a little bit, because it's certainly been quite racy out here tonight. And as much as some of the drivers joked around about it in the Core Xfinity Series that it could be a little sketchy, maybe that's what we're seeing right here. This is what could have been on this past Tuesday night, and that's what they're doing here on Sunday.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, just the cars just kind of all. I mean, there's so much space, so much real estate on the track, and I think sometimes you think that there's enough time, or because you're so far apart, you don't quite get that run that will keep you to get that. So you hear somebody right side, but they might be a little bit farther over, or you hear clear, and then that clear call now becomes somebody to the right or left, and it's just too late by the time the action's moved. But you still see a few drivers coming down here towards the front. You got Helms, Spengler, and Ivy all coming back in to continue to get their cars worked on, at least for Spivey. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. The 33 of Ivy, not Spivey. I knew a Spivey. I worked for the Spivey. No, it'd be Ivy coming down here to get his vehicle fixed and just try to get as much as possible. He's been involved in an incident, so now he's got to do damage control here. He's got to try to get as much repairs done as possible between the cautions. The more cautions, I'm sure he'll be appreciative of, not to get involved in them, not to be the brunt of them. But definitely doesn't mind the time now to get down in there and get some repairs done, or much needed repairs done on the 33. But back up front is going to be Travis Noble with the number 70. Start on the pole and find himself in P1. And Bryce Saucier there in number 2. Billy Rickett up 4 spots in 3rd. Michael Casey's up 4 spots in 4th. Jason Crispin up 12 spots in your top 5 now with the number 98. Tony Brennan having a great run in the number 65 in 6th. Levi Poland has worked his way up to 7th. Scott Henderson with a great run so far. The number 72 running in 8th. Chris Perry down a couple spots in 9th. And Matthew Rafford in number 97, as much as he got involved in today, finding himself in the top 10 is a good sight to see here with 45 laps in the books, or the beginning of lap 45, I should say 44 laps in the books.
Well, it's certainly spicy out there on the track, but Jimmy, it seems like it's spicy out there in the chat here tonight as well. I mean, there's you got drivers getting called out with Ryan calling out Mike saying that he doesn't know how to turn right. I'm guessing that he was to partake in the Daytona 24. Maybe didn't do too well out there. I mean, heck, we even get Barry getting called out for being late here to the show. So it's certainly getting a little feisty out there in the chat nation. So certainly love to see it. Want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get in touch with everything that we have to offer here on CRN. And definitely a thanks and a shout out to our sponsors here with Kim's Cups and more, and One Vision EMS and Transports.
Yeah, it's I know a lot of drivers I see in each league, every season, every year I should say, the different leagues that we're part of, all the drivers like to partake in those 24-hour events, those team events, and some leagues use their Discords for more than just the race night. A lot of drivers talking back and forth and share, whether it's getting new gear or something exciting that's kind of happened. Whether you got I don't know, maybe you got a new toy or a new truck or a new four-wheeler, or I don't know, you caught a big fish
or
a new dog, whatever. Maybe somebody's birthday, whatever. I mean, people start getting to know each other, being in these leagues years after year, and it's no different than if you were in a like a hunting club, or like I used to be in an RC model airplane club, and you'd fly with the same people all the time, and you'd chit chat when you were there. And this is like the same thing. You guys everybody has something in common, and usually it starts going farther than you have something in common, and it just obviously most people have the same hobbies. So, but it's good to see people getting together, hanging out, watching a race together, racing, or doing a 24-hour event together. It's just fun to be part of that, and they even when you're on the track, especially as the broadcaster, you get the shout out hey, or hey, how's it going, or whatnot as well. So it's always good to see. We got to matter of fact, I'll give them a shout out to some of the drivers from CSRL. They're in the LMP2, and there's a few times we definitely made sure that we gave way to let them go by, because I know the GT3 can be a little pain in the butt sometimes for the LMP2 depending on the corner. So I definitely know when I was out there and I seen that car come by, I was giving them a little bit of extra room, a little bit nicer than I typically would be.
And it's good for them, for sure. But we're back to racing here at Michigan, and it is Travis Noble back to the point here in the 70. But haven't really had too many long green flag runs to see if anybody could stretch out the lead. And right now, Travis Noble has got the biggest lead we've seen all night, and that's 0.6 of a second. Justin Spengler moves back into second place. He's got some of the freshest tires in the field. Pit on lap number 44, has got some freshies on that number 28, and is already looking to dig into that 0.6 of a second lead out front. But he's got to dispatch the 7 of Billy Rickett, who is up there into the top 3 here for one of the first times, but now he's going to slide back here a little bit. Michael Casey is going to move up into third, pushing Spengler into turn number 1. But again, I mean, you see it on your timing and scoring there, from first all the way back to about 17th. Everybody, you can throw a blanket over pretty much the entire field before you have a little bit of a gap back to some of the cars that are maybe nursing some damage, whether they want to save their fast repairs or maybe they're out of fast repairs at this point. But out front, Travis Noble is no longer your leader. Justin Spengler has run him down. It's now side by side coming to the line. Give that lap lead to Travis Noble by 0.02 of a second. But the 28 is there. The 28, I promise, he's got 7 lap newer tires. I'm sorry, 6 lap newer tires. Just had to math that math first. And he's certainly up on the wheels of that 28, trying to get to the front.
Yeah, he's trying to get there. Gave him a good battle, I think, his curl with these tracks, and they haven't had to really fight with it yet. Is that the tire wear on these at this track can be pretty extreme, and if you overdrive the tires for too long, you're gonna find yourself falling backwards. And I think we heard Scruffy talking about just kind of being patient and just taking his time and making his way through the field. So I mean, what's gonna happen if we can get on a longer green flag run. The drivers that have taken care of their tires, you'll start seeing them drive through the field. Ooh, see the 18s tagging them all in the back there on your right hand side. It's definitely one of those tracks where the tire wear can be extreme. It's not the end all be all, as we have seen the 2 tire stops work here.
Well, you mentioned the 18 tag in the wall, and you mentioned tire wear. The 18 has not pit for tires since lap number 25. So he's got plenty of sets left for the second half of this race, but he is feeling it right now. This is the farthest back we've seen that 18, as he's back 8 spots from his starting spot of 4th. He's back into 12th right now, and now going to lose a spot even further back to 13th. Biggest faller of the race, though, is the 23 of Matthew Jordan, and maybe that one incident that he did get caught in has got him a little skittish to try to move front at this time. Maybe just kind of settling back in here. Looks like he stayed in, got the other repairs done without using a fast repair, because it was a well over a minute length of stop in there. And the same thing for Douglas Ivey. He spent a minute and 11 in the pits trying to get that thing repaired. But out front, Justice Spengler has finally got that 28 in the lead over Travis Noble. Can he clear him out of turn one, though, is the question. As a 70 into the wall, and the 28 will take the lead as the 98 and 6 nearly come together, maybe even come together there. But good job, good save from Jason Chrisman. Hold your breath when you're watching some of these drivers sometimes, as some of the moves get so close and some of the bumps together. I mean, it's great on a track like this because there's so much room, even on the backstretch. I mean, there's so much room down there, off the track, that you can get down there and save it. There's no grass or anything like that. It's all the way paved, all the way down to the inside till you get to turn number 3. So you have a chance to get down there and save it, but it's still, as a broadcaster at least, it makes me hold my breath every once in a while when you see some incidents like that. But while I'm catching my breath, and while Jimmy is, I'm sure, as well, let me go ahead and step aside for a little bit, give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
A little love to hear it.
One thing that's for certain here tonight as we come back here is nobody can check out from this field. We've seen some great racing at the front, and it's the biggest lead we've seen all night here has been 0.6 of a second. So it's been made some great racing right now. It's Jason Chrisman, Michael Casey doing some battling up front here. Casey looking to get his third win. Chrisman looking to go back-to-back here after winning last week at Charlotte. But Justin Spengler up there in the mix as well. And, you know, Spengler would certainly love to get up there and get himself a win here on the season. But it has been some rough, well, maybe not rough going at the front. It's just been tough to get up there and do anything with it because the draft has been so strong here. And you know, no matter what that driver in front of you is doing, you can do something different because the track is so wide. You see right here, Casey at the top, Chrisman at the bottom, and now Spengler up there behind Casey trying to push him down the front stretch as we complete another lap. We're 2/3 of the way through this thing. Still got 34 laps to go. Jimmy, it's been a pretty good one here. I know we had some mix-ups, some cautions here, but Michigan is I think, delivering here once again.
It's definitely delivering. You know, every time I come here is you know, it never fails, Carl. Obviously, they're now on a pretty good green flag run here, and you know, Mike Casey, you know, was in on lap 38. So now you're looking at some of the times when people came in, you know, lap 38, 44, 45, another 38 in there. So if they can keep this thing green, you know, some of those drivers are going to need to, you know, bring it in early. So, but the tires not seeming to be too much of an issue between 33 and 44, which is a good sign. Might be a good sign that maybe Michael Casey's really preserving them tires, or the tires just do not have the fall off here tonight that we've seen in the past. But see some of those other drivers towards the back that have, you know, obviously, you know, maybe not doing as well with some of them older tires, and a bunch of drivers coming in there on lap number 66. So Billy Rickett, Noble, Saucier, Radford, Jordan, and Perry all came in at around 65, 66.
I want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get in touch with everything that we have to offer here. But it's been a good one here tonight, and your guess is as good as ours of who is going to win this thing out here. Renee, to kind of get to your point, we have done that before. We've had some wives get out there and drive. Actually,
Yep.
over in Core, we had a wife driving. And I'll give a shout to him, whether he's watching or not. She was doing better than he did, so she was the one that ran for that season. But we've kind of had the same thing with kids as well. We've had some kids get out there, and we talked several times about getting you know, just one night where all the kids of the drivers get out there and do a little bit of racing. But we had a series over in Cora that one of our typical drivers' kids was out there driving the car. I think it was a mini stock series, and was out there having some fun. So yeah, it's good when you get some of the other family members out there and maybe shed a little light on how not easy this is. Just to get out there and get in a car, and all you're doing is just pedals down here. You just get out there and turn left. There's a lot more involved than that, and it can get very tough, very frustrating as well. So we certainly encourage anyone out there that wants to give it a go, definitely give it a go. I know there's been a lot of times where I have friends over for whatever occasion and have them hop on here, hop on here and run a couple laps. Let me know how you feel, and it's comical. It's a good time for me because I know the frustrations they're going through. I've gone through them several times already early on, but either way, good one out here tonight. Michael Casey is your leader, but only just. You got Jason Christman, Justin Spengler, Bradley Worley, Levi Poland currently for your top 5. Paul Helms, Tony Brennan, Douglas Ivey, Zane Bierman, and Tyler Miles for your top 10. Good to see that 40 moving back up there as he spent a lot of time towards the back of the field here with some laps down here, I think, at one point, but now back up into the top 10. Still waiting to see some other drivers work their way up through the field. We got some drivers on differing strategies right now. Some of them already came in to make a pit stop here, lap 65, lap 66. A lot of leaders still out there running, and what I'm seeing is tires, a little bit, but I mean, we have Jason Christman out there and Justin Spengler. They got about 6 or 7 lap newer tires than Michael Casey, and maybe they're being easy with him, but it's not like they're flying and breaking away like we would typically see with 7 lap newer tires. Maybe they don't mean as much as we think here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, new tires always mean something, but if it's just a few laps, I guess they plateau off fairly quickly. They're not. I don't think they're like, some tracks you get like an extra 2 or 3 seconds faster a lap. I don't think they're quite that dramatic here. And I know that they plateau off pretty easily, which will, so if somebody went out there with 2 tires, obviously they'd be a little quicker and they'd fall off. But, but then 4 tires versus 2 tires, they'd be faster for quite a while, but they just seem to like hit a plateau where they even back out again here at Michigan. So, especially with these cars, that's what this looks like here tonight. Maybe, who knows? It could be a lot on the driver and how well they are managing them tires, but Jason Christman leads the way here on lap with only 26 laps remaining. Michael Casey is fighting for second with Justin Spengler in number 28. Bradley Worley is up.
Here comes the field. Oh, that's going to bring out a caution. I think Spengler was trying to get down into the pits, and Worley had intentions of not coming into pit lane, and that's going to bring out a caution as a few cars were coming in. Worley and Spengler are both going to end up with a meatball on this one. A little confusion right there, and you see right there the 28 kind of bobbing and weaving. He slows up because I think he was coming in the pits, and maybe they thought everyone in that group was coming in, but the 88 didn't have plans on doing so. And then right there, I think, again, the 28 thought the 88 was coming down in, but the 91 and 88 continue on. So now Levi Poland is your leader of this race as we go under caution with 25 to go. We did see a lot of drivers come into the pits there. They'll make their pit stops. They'll be able to get back onto the lead. Well, they'll stay on the lead lap, but they'll be able to catch back up to the field. But they'll be at the back of the field, I believe. Well, it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out here as we get the pit stops completed here. We may actually see those drivers be right back at the front of the field. But again, see the 88, the damage on the 88, the 28 certainly has some damage as well. Both of them with meatballs as they're trying to catch back up to the field. Meanwhile, your top drivers coming into the pits. They'd love to get into the pits and out before some of these drivers catch up, but I think they're still going to be behind a lot of these drivers. Like Jason Crispin will end up retaking the lead.
Yeah, tough break for a few of those drivers there on that one, and that's the confusion and probably miscommunication, of saying, hey, we want to come in to do that. So I'll go ahead and take a look at the 28. It does look like he might have had a fast repair car also. 28 should be back in business, but 24 laps to go here, late at Michigan out of the 100 laps scheduled here. So we'll see how these drivers can finish this thing out, but it looked like some green flag pit stops were about to happen. And I guess all drivers will be coming in here this time in order to stay out there and run this thing to the end. But there might be a few trying to get a lap back. It looks like we only have Rodney Miles. One lap down, but still needs to think about what he needs to do. And Wade in here has two laps down for your 21 car field here tonight at Michigan. But your leader, before we get started here, is going to be Jason Crispin in the number 98. Is having a good pit stop. Casey had a good pit stop as well. Continue to come out there and beat him too. Billy Rickett up front for the end. Carl is 25 laps short enough for a sprint to the end.
I think so. I think they're good to go, and I'm questioning the drivers that pit, like Billy Rickett, Travis Noble. They pit on lap number 66, so you're looking at a 34 or 35 lap run for them to get to the end. They may be stretching it here a little bit, but decide to stay out here, so I'm guessing they're thinking they can make it all the way to the end. I want to thank our sponsors here once again. Vision EMS and Transports, and also Kim's Cups and More, as they're your one-stop shop for all your apparel needs. Whether it's a custom 20-ounce tumbler to fill with your favorite post-race beverage, a 40-ounce glitter tumbler for your morning coffee after you're up all night celebrating that win, or custom clothing apparel with your favorite team sponsor or maybe your favorite broadcasters.
Like CRN Racing Network.
A custom license plate with your everyday ride, even mouse pads to help you rearrange that pesky new UI. You can choose from already created products or have them custom made to your liking, whatever your pleasures. Kim's Cups and More has it all. Check them out today on Facebook. That's Kim's Cups with a K and More.
I will have to say Kim's Cups and More.
A personal shout out to Kim.
Yes. I think you're going to say the same thing I was going to say, Carl. Yes.
I was going to bring up, yeah.
Yeah.
You got your, I didn't get mine yet.
I didn't get yours? Oh, I got mine, and I love it. Nice black T-shirt with the CRN logo on the front. It came in nice packaging, and it came quick. I wasn't expecting it for a little while, but probably had it on hand. So sounds like Kim's prepared for maybe some orders, maybe for some CRN Core Racing Network T-shirts. Just a nice plain T-shirt. I'm sure hit up our Facebook, give her the business. Really appreciate everything they do, not just for 191, but for CRN as well. So, but yeah, I look forward to seeing much more. I need to go on there and get me a tumbler, a coffee mug if they got one. Everything CRN, man.
Of course. I mean, naturally, you just have to. But either way, we're back to racing here at Michigan, back to full speed. And out front, it is Jason Christman. Can anyone get out there and lead and actually break away here? Billy Rickett up in a second. But now you got Michael Casey pushing the 91 of Levi Poland, trying to get around Rickett. And I'm sure of anyone, Casey probably doesn't want to push that 91. He doesn't want to see the 91 get to the front because he's the one chasing him in points. But right now, that's where the 91 is. He is on the inside of Jason Christman. Christman looking to go back-to-back. Levi looking to extend that points lead and go 5 wins on the season through the first 13 races. Who's going to be lucky number 13 here tonight? Tons and tons of drivers at the front here have a shot. A little bit of a 3-car breakaway right now, but the draft is going to pull everybody, I think, right back together.
Yeah, Billy Rickett was split there and ended up getting left behind. The 28 of Justice Spangler making a good move and getting around there, getting them back up there in the top 5 now in 4th, but the 18 of Bryce Saucier looking to get back to the front as well. But the 98 got something to prove. Justice Spangler just had the hot shoe here tonight and looking to get back up to the front.
Good run for a lot of the other drivers here tonight. I know there's been some cautions, but we've seen a lot of good racing. You see this right here. You see 3 wide racing, a little bit of brushing, a little bit of contact there between the 55 and 31, but we've seen so much 3 and 4 wide racing here tonight. It's ridiculous, and you're seeing a lot of the drivers now starting to turn up the wick here a little bit. 3 drivers there, Levi Poland, Justin Spangler, and Tony Brennan, all running their fastest laps of the race. So Jimmy, 20 laps to go. I know we still got plenty of time yet, but with a lot of these cautions coming out here, it's maybe getting a little close to go time.
I mean, not quite, Carl. I mean, I know at Michigan, I was actually out there tonight trying to set things up, but I can say if you change resolutions on monitors, so I went from 32-inch monitor to another 32-inch monitor, but I went from 1080p to 1440p. Everything changes. You get more room. Everything's all wonky. But anyways, I was out there testing here tonight, and yeah, it's just you know, you can pretty much drive the heck out of your car for about 10 or 15 laps, and then it just starts changing. Once it's tight, not that the tires are really they're toasty, like they're greasy, they're pushy, they don't want to do what you want it to do. So you got to be careful. They're still within that window. If they run too hard, they can find themselves sliding back with 10 laps to go. So you know, if you got into a position that you're comfortable with, you might want to just take your time and easy on them tires for a little bit, and then probably with about 5 laps to go or so, start trying to push your way forward. But if you've been consistent from the beginning of this lap and you can just maintain that consistency, you should find yourself moving up a spot or 2 at least. But up front, they're not trying to waste any time. Who knows what kind of tires they're saving. But the 18 is now underneath the 6 here for the lead, as the 98 looking to push the 6 back up front, and the 28 looking to push the 18. Battle pursues, continues up front. The whole, like we said, Michigan tonight is a whole battlefield. I don't think there's one section that's been really too safe.
Yeah, and I think if you're wasting your tires a little bit early, like you were mentioning, you might be doing what was on the back of Richard Hartman's car, watching from. Yeah, stop screaming! I'm scared too. That's probably what you'll be doing, or maybe what your tires will be doing.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be scared if you're running them just a little bit too hard and too hot out there. But either way, we're getting down to it. We got 16 laps to go. There you go. You see it right there on the back of that Camaro. Looking from Billy Rickett, and Rickett has now slid all the way back to 16th. Again, trying to maybe make it to the end here from lap 66. Not sure if he's got any tires left in the pits, but I'm sure if he does, he would love to see a caution right now, because he is falling and falling fast. And unfortunately, it's kind of been the story for the 7 here this season. Just cannot find a way to get those finishes done. But right now, Bryce Saucier, Jason Christman, they're battling for this lead. Again, I can't say it enough. Christman looking to go back to back, and I don't believe I need to check here, but yeah, we have not seen a back-to-back winner yet this season. So this will be the first time for Jason Christman. But that 18, as mentioned before, he won at Auto Club. So he's looking to go back-to-back, at least on the D-shaped 2-mile ovals. But Mike Casey, just probably at this point wants to finish ahead of the 91 of Levi Poland just once. It feels like he's been looking back at that country time machine one too many times this season. He's ahead of him right now, but there's still plenty of racing yet to go. Back to the line, and we're going to have 14 laps to go. I believe it was 14 to go, and we're going to have another caution here on our hands. Great job avoiding it there from Paul Helms and Matthew Jordan. I don't know how they got around that issue right there, but it's going to bring us under a late race caution. Matthew Radford got caught in so much here tonight. Wheel off. I mean, it was just not a good night for the 97. 3 cars are going to end up with a meatball in this one. Bradley Worley, Tyler Miles, and Matthew Radford, all with meatballs on this one. So it took a little bit, but they're starting to accumulate.
I'm going to go back with Bradley Worley, and you could see the smoke going on up here. I'm going to go full speed here, but you could just watch, like, he... You talk about a moment.
Well, it was a big right there, and that right there is what gave him the meatball, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But even from Scruffy Jordan there, he kind of seen it happening early, and maybe we'll take a look on board here with Scruffy and see what he's seen through this incident, because he just snuck on by as well on the inside. Both him and I believe Paul Helms had the front row seat, and probably needs a change of shorts after that one.
Stuff right here.
You see Paul Helms bobbing and weaving with the best of them, and certainly hitting that juke stick, as as my son likes to do on the college football games. But man, that 64 had to work back and forth. We'll hop on board here with Paul and take a look at his point of view, and we'll see what he had to deal with here. I see the 91 involved in this one as well. So he went to the high side of the 91. Thought about going to the high side of the 97, but locks it up here a little bit. Just gets to the inside of the 97, and then why not just keep going left and right as he sees the 28 coming down the track, so he goes back up to the top. Fantastic avoidance there for Paul Helms, and it's going to net on a second place right now, because a few drivers deciding to stay out on this cycle. A lot coming in, and a lot have tires yet in the pits today. So we're going to see a lot of fresh tires back out there, but the top 5, Jason Chrisman, Paul Helms, Dale Garner Jr., Scott Henderson, and Chris Perry, all staying out. So this could get very interesting now, as we're going to be about 10 laps to go to the
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting one here as this thing comes down to an end here soon. Only 12 laps to go, and you, like Carl said, Jason Chrisman, Helms, and Garner, Henderson, and Perry find themselves in the top 5. Then everybody else taking tires, and that's Jordan, Bierman, Sasia, Casey, Poland, Brennan, Hartman, Rickett, Spengler, Noble, Miles, all on the lead lap, and then also Radford and Ivy are on the lead laps as well. So you still have 18 drivers with the ability to win here tonight. Worley still has a meatball though, Carl, so not looking too good for the 88 to finish here tonight from that last incident, but definitely going to be a good one here in any case for the rest of all the drivers.
It's been a fun one for us, and there's been some timely cautions. I know some of these drivers certainly did not enjoy getting involved in these cautions for sure. But I mean, it's been a good one for us, as we're going to be now down to 10 laps to go when we get this green flag, and the pace car lights are out. So we're going to get back going green this time by who you got? I mean, who do you think is going to get this done here tonight? We've seen so many different leaders. We've seen nobody get more than 0.6 of a second out to the lead. We got the top 5 electing to stay out here. We got just about everybody else coming in and getting a fresh set of tires for this last run to the end here. Hopefully this is the last caution. I would not be surprised we have 1 or 2 yet before this thing comes to an end, because it's just been so racy out here tonight. But we're about to find out who can get this thing done. Again, Jason Christman and Paul Helms on the front row. Christman up 16 spots, Helms up 10 spots from their starting spot. So they may not have had the qualifying pace, but it doesn't matter. They're in the right spot right now.
Yeah, right spot, right time. At the moment, and it's where they need to be. But then tires didn't seem to be too much of an issue. But that's 8 laps, and I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I think the top 4 are in a little bit of danger, along with Perry there as well. So I think they'll get decent finishes, but I think that they won't have the advantage over the other drivers. So they're going to have to use their driving abilities, and there's not many places you can block a run here at Michigan. So we'll see these drivers if they can handle things, but they're on the green pedal, loud pedal, whatever you want to call it. Jason Christman out front, heading them down to turn number 1.
Well, we've got 10 laps to go, and I've got a poll that we're going to put up there for everyone out there in Sierra Nation. And it's once again the who you got. But since there's been about 37 different drivers here tonight that have a chance of winning, even though there's only 20 out there on the track, we're going to try and make it maybe a little bit easier for everyone out there. You got a repeat winner out here, or do you have a new winner? And just remind everybody, for this season, the winners have been Levi Poland, Mike Casey, Matthew Jordan, Nolan Potter, Jason Christman, and Roger Saucier. So if you think one of those drivers will get a win here tonight, take the repeat winner. If you think it's going to be a brand new winner here tonight, you think it's going to be somebody like Billy Rickett, Justin Spengler, Travis Noble, Bradley Worley, one of these drivers out here getting their first win of the season, pick the new winner. And we'll see who's got the better win here tonight. 2 of them that are looking for their first win of the season. May not happen here as they get involved in an incident here. That's Zane Bierman, Travis Noble spin in that number 70 back around here. We're going to be back under another caution. We'll see what happened here. Looks like the 70 standing there, 3 wide, and looks like Tony Brennan sliding up, gets into the 70, trying to go to the outside of that 34, and the 70 ends up sandwiching the 55 to the outside wall.
Just hard racing there at the end, and maybe not quite sure their surroundings, ends up getting together. So I'm sure an apology over the radio was said, but obviously feelings might be hurt on this one, as the 70 was a contender for sure, as he was up front earlier on, and Zane's still trying to get things going here tonight. Just no luck with that 55.
No, he's been another one that seems like he's just a magnet for the issues here tonight, unfortunately, and he's going to get caught up in another one here right now. But it is, it's coming down to the end. It's going to be now less than 5 laps to go when we get the green flag here tonight. And Jimmy, we're not going to have a lot of time at this point in between broadcast and us having to strap in and get ready for our race here tonight with the Core Premier Series starting up not too long after this. So, granted, it'll be a little easier for us. It's just an oval race here tonight. We don't have to worry about late models on a road course or dirt track racing, anything like that. We can maybe settle in a little bit with an oval, but with it's kind of like as CTS's or CTSVs, it's going to be a little.
Sounds a little boring
strange,
to me,
a little
Carl,
bit funny
to be
honest.
honest. I mean, I got other exciting things going on right now.
In between our podcast.
Yeah, I got food to get. I have a football game to finish watching, and catch up on to see what's going on, because it's a close one over there. If anybody's watching football tomorrow, and obviously need to finish up here with 191. So, just a busy evening. Racing is not on my mind since I did plenty of it this weekend. But I try to get out there. But I'm not making any promises, because it is just an oval.
Just an oval, he says. Well, these drivers out here are just on an oval here tonight.
Yes, just an
nobody
oval.
can check out. Nobody can get away.
Nope.
It's just 3, 4, or 5 wide racing out here tonight, and
I don't have the.
it's been a good one here tonight.
I have
to
too much
broadcast.
passion to be crushed by 30 other drivers for 100 laps. I just don't. I don't know. I love watching it. I love calling them. The driving them is just another thing. I've even tried to get in the rig, and I know they're officials, but just kind of go out there and try to find some sort of enjoyment, and I don't. And I don't have the time to run a league, for ovals, unless I take up my couple free nights I have, a week to do that stuff. So the enjoyment for me is not there. Now, can I get in the car and run road races? Yeah, it's because I enjoy them. But the oval, I've just kind of fell out of touch with, and I like I said, I love watching them. I love watching people do it, but I just don't have the patience to be the driver in the car, because I could qualify and then that's it. I can't manage the tires. I suck at fuel saving, and you just end up, and I'm competitive, so you want to at least give it a chance, for a top 5 or on a podium. But yeah, I find myself mid-pack all the time, and it gets frustrating.
Well, looks like a lot of CRN fans out there thinking that tonight's going to be a new winner. We'll see if that is the case. We'll see if it's Roger Saucier getting both the wins on the D-shaped ovals. We'll see if it's the 98 Jason Christman going back-to-back. We'll see if Mike Casey can maybe scratch back some points on Levi Poland, who is now once again behind him. Directly behind him, so he'd like to keep it that way and maybe grab himself his 3rd win of the season. Will it be maybe Paul Helms sneaking up there in the 64, getting his 1st win on the season? Will we have Dale Garner Jr. getting his 1st win of the season? Will Billy Rickett finally break through? He's got some of the newest tires in the field. He pit on lap number 88, but so did Bryce Saucier. So we'll see how this thing plays out. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to the sponsors as well, One Vision, EMS and Transports, and Kim's Cups and more. But we're going to have 5 laps to go here at Michigan. Jimmy, is it finally go time? I think it's go time now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's definitely go time here at Michigan, and we're looking for a winner. One of the 21 drivers, or I should say 19 drivers that are still on the track. I'd like to see one of them up and finish across that start-finish line and get that black and white checkered flag. And we're going to start that adventure now as they start across the Geico restart zone. And the number 18 of Bryce was going to get on that loud pedal, headed down across the start-finish line as the field works their way around and is trying to get every inch they can. And that's when you're going to see them fan out and look for those positions. But 5 laps remain as we look for that winner.
Well, it's kind of interesting. One, it wasn't really that great of a start for the 18, but also I think it was the first time maybe seen all race that they didn't exactly fan out. They stayed in those 2 lines going through 1 and 2 to try and suck up as much draft as possible. But now Mike Casey to the outside looking for the win. The 18 of Saucier trying to defend on the inside. They're going to be side by side here at the line. Mike Casey's going to have the edge, and it looks like the 18 going to slide up behind him right now. Jason Christman in 3rd, Levi Poland, Billy Rickett for your top 5, as it is 100% go time right now. 4 laps to go. Starting to get a little dark there in 1 and 2 as well. Could change the handling here for these last couple laps.
Yeah, it could a little bit. You see the Rafford and Helms are almost getting together there, but the 28 the Spengler running the outside, getting back up into P number 6, trying to get things going. Still with a few laps to go, but things are starting to look a little grim for some drivers towards the back. 97 getting in again with a 28. I'm hoping that the steering wheel's not.
Bradford's been all over the place here tonight.
It's a really loose wheel you got there, 97.
Back on there or not. I mean, he's driving it like the wheel is still off of that thing, and it may be at the end, but
he might
right
be
now
using
we got
his
a bit of a
keyboard,
breakaway, if you can even call that. Exactly. small little breakaway, 0.4 of a second between the top two, and then third and fourth. Billy Rickett now moving himself into third. He clears the 91 of Poland, and just in time because we're going to have another caution here. Looks like Chris Perry involved in this one towards the back of the field. It'll bring us under a caution here, and it looks like two more meatballs. Scott Henderson and Chris Perry have some meatballs on this one. Oh, the 34 comes down hard. Impact there for the 72. Definitely probably going to need a trip to the infield care center after that one. That was very, very hard into the outside wall. Two more meatballs to add to the register here tonight. But more importantly, it's going to take us under our first green-white checkered here. We're going to go overtime.
Yeah, 34 just coming down pretty hard to come down to the inside, but not quite clear, and snags that rear bumper or that right side of the number 72. Sends Scott Henderson up into the wall hard, obviously hard enough to bring out the meatball, but not what you want to see here at the end of the race. It definitely was minding his own business down there on the low side, but and just kind of caught the bumper there on the Reese's machine. But yeah, late caution here. Definitely more cautions than normal for 191, but you were here at the end. We're gonna end up with that elusive green-white checker finish. So hopefully the drivers can work their way around the track just a few more times. Can the 18 reign supreme? Can Michael Casey nudge out a win? Will Billy Rickett find his first win here at our favorite track, Michigan? Levi Poland show that 91 up front. Jason Crispin do a repeat. Justin Spangler has had the hot shoe, was up front for a while, now in 6th. Matthew Radford trying to struggle with his equipment, wondering where his steering wheel's at, but is in the top 10 in 7th. Travis Noble with some issues there you've seen. Is it back in 8th? Richard Hartman in 9th. And Dale Gardner Jr. quietly seeking out a victory or a podium back there in P number 10.
I know it's not what the 34 wanted to hear or wanted to see late here, but I think that the fact that you see the bumper of the 34 sliding down the track after the incident, you can officially say that the Reese's is in pieces. But I digress. We are we're going to get this thing underway for, again, the first of 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. Pace car should have the lights off next time by. Bryce Saucier, Michael Casey at the front of this field. Both of them have wins on the season, as does Levi Poland and Jason Crispin. The others in the top 6 that don't, Billy Rickett in 3rd. Said so many times. And if he were to get a win here, if he sneaks away and finally gets a win, will we get to talk to him? It could be the bigger thing. Maybe that's the next poll. If Billy Rickett wins,
we've only had to do 2 interviews. I don't know how many weeks. Billy, you need to get in the booth. No wins unless you get in the booth. It won't count.
Maybe that's what like you said before. Maybe that's what he's holding off for. He's waiting until he gets a win to talk to us. But either way, we're gonna get this thing back underway. 2 attempts at a green-white checker. We are overtime here in Michigan. Hopefully, if you're a driver out there, you're better than Josh Allen in overtime, and you can actually get this thing done here tonight. But we'll see who is the one that can get it done. And I mean, it's been crazy out here tonight. It's been a little rough for Michigan when it comes to the cautions, but it is. It's been racy for sure. I mean, there's not too many races that we call, regardless of how many cautions, other than super speedways, that the biggest lead all night has been 0.6 of a second. It's kind of crazy, but we're going to see who gets across that stripe first once the checker flag finally flies. Will this be our only attempt at a green-white checker? Will we use both of them? Will we end under caution, or will we actually get a green flag finish here tonight? Pace car lights are out. The 18 is going to control this restart. We'll see who's got this thing to the end.
Currently in turn number 3, working towards 4, getting ready for that Geico restart zone. Let's see where we go here. Take you with, well, bring out the drone. The drone hasn't flown at all tonight, so bring out the drone cam here tonight as they restart here in the. It just says restart zone now. There is no tag on it at the moment, but the 18 gets away down in the into turn number 1 and get in front of the 6 of Michael Casey. The 7 Billy Rickett is side by side with the 91 of Levi Poland in the country time, and that's going to kind of slow him down coming off the exit of 2. And does he have enough to get that run into 3 to kind of close back in on the 6 and the 18? But the number 97 of Radford trying to spoil things as well as he gets by the number 28.
We're going to get back to the line. He's seen in 3 and 4 there on the side of your screen. The 6, Michael Casey, takes the lead. White flag is out. Next flag will end it. Can Saucier get back to the front? Can he get back around the 6? Right now you got the 97. He's been involved in so much here tonight and may get involved in something here again. Levi Poland, your points leader, is going to lose a ton of positions here at the end. The battle up front, Saucier gets back around the 6. One more corner to go. Heading into 3 and 4, we've seen so much action here tonight. Looks like Jordan involved in this incident as well. But at the front, the man that dominates the D's is going to be Bryce Saucier as he wins at Auto Club, but now wins here at Michigan. Michael Casey going to come home in 2nd. Justin Spengler, a heck of a battle back here for the 28 as well. He fights back for 3rd. Matthew Radford, involved in just about everything here tonight, on and off the track, comes home in 4th. I feel like he's got to be just happy with that period at least. It looks like Rickett going to end up with a wreck on this one as well, just to kind of, put an emphasis on this season. Travis Noble is going to be the one that finishes here in 5th place to round out your top 5, but what a race here, what a battle. We'll take you back here and maybe see what happened there on that last lap. It looked like the 97 drifting up, getting into the 91 of Poland, and then it caused a little bit of calamity on the backstretch.
Let's see if we can find it. Come on. It's already happening. Was around Billy Rickett, wasn't it?
Yeah, right there. Looks like 97 and 91 just hooked together a little bit from bumper to rear bumper. Sends a 91 into the wall, and when he bounces off, takes out Billy Rickett. Look, right there's a 28 just sneaking by the incident right there and would eventually get past the 97 there into turns 3 and 4. But you see right here at the end, I believe, with the 91, I know right there is Matthew Jordan just losing some spots. I had seen that he went off track. He didn't wreck, just went off track to avoid the incident there, but lost a few spots in doing so. But it's going to result in the 18 getting the win here tonight. We'll get our top 3 in for their interviews, and certainly deserved, and maybe a long overdue here, a little bit longer one here tonight for 191, but we get it done, we get it in. We only take one of the 2 green-white checkers as well to get it done. So we'll talk to them here in a second, but Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown tonight's final 21 driver finishing order?
Yeah, rundown of tonight's finishing order here. You have Bryce Saucier, number 18, walking away the winner here tonight over Michael Casey in P number 2. Justin Spengler will finish in 3rd. Matthew Radford in 4th. Travis Noble 5th. Zane Bierman finishes in 6th. Jason Christman in 7th. Paul Helms in 8th. Richard Hartman in 9th. Dale Gardner Jr. finishes in 10th. Tony Brennan, after run up there pretty well, was in 11th. Scott Henderson finishes in 12th. Tyler Miles finishing in 13th. Levi Poland in 14th. 15th, Matthew Jordan. 16th, Wade Inyard. Chris Perry finishes in 17th. Billy Rickett in 18th. And then the rest of the field here, 19th is going to be Bradley Worley. Douglas Ivey finishing in 20th. It was a little disappointing as he was leading a few laps. Rodney Miles finishes in 21st.
We got our top 3 here in and ready for their interviews. And we're going to start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. And that's going to be The 28 of Justin Spengler sneaking by on the backstretch there. Certainly, maybe not thinking you were going to get a podium coming out of turn 2, but then a little bit of calamity happens, and he just snuck by, almost got involved in yet another one here tonight.
Well, I mean, I think if we would have had a couple more laps, I would have had something for Mike and Roger there, because we had been running the top 3 most of the night, and maybe even led the most laps. I'll have to go back and look, but I had a great car tonight. It really drove fantastic. It's good to be back in here talking with you guys.
So you mentioned leading the race, and it seemed like that's one thing that did not happen here tonight. No matter how long the runs were, you couldn't stretch out as leader. Our biggest lead here tonight was 0.6 of a second. What was it about the track here tonight? Was it just because it was so racy? Was it the draft was just so powerful here tonight? Nobody could check out once you got to the lead.
I mean, it's a bit of both. The track, you have to have clean air to be fast. Once somebody gets up to you, you lose the nose of the car. It gets really tight. So, being able to have those runs from draft on the straightaways and then fanning out and finding a different line than the person in front of you is important in the turns. It seemed like turns 3 and 4, you could get a better run off the top. 1 and 2 was much more of a low line. But other than that, yeah, the draft was strong. The track conditions were just right. And it was super aggressive, very racy all night. It was a great showing. We had, 21 cars. It was a fantastic showing. And we really, really drove aggressively and had a good time.
Well, certainly Ben out there was having a good time as well, watching his dad get up here and get a third place. So congrats on the podium here tonight. He definitely had to work for it. It wasn't easy out there tonight. So congrats on getting it done, getting up here. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
As always, my fiance, Jess, the son and the daughter, Kaylee and Ben, Klein and GMP, they pay the bills, so it's always nice to have them on the car and just to toss it back to them a little bit. And then, our 191 and our CRN guys, a lot of the guys put in the 24 hours with the Daytona race from yesterday to today. So I know we got a bunch of tired guys and, you guys for our broadcast and then our 191 group. It's a nice thing to be a part of. Sometimes it can be a bit frustrating, but that's the way racing is. You win, you lose, and you go to next week.
Well, that could have been what kind of rubbed over here tonight with the racing. A lot of these drivers out here used to a little bit more downforce, a little bit more right-hand turns as well. But either way, you get yourself up here on the podium. So congrats again. We'll let you celebrate. See you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
You too, buddy. Third place finisher here tonight, the 28 of Justin Spengler, getting it done. Second place here tonight, almost had his third win of the season, but he's going to have to settle for second, the 6 of Michael Casey.
I did that on purpose. What's up, guys?
He did that on purpose. You heard that, everybody? He doesn't want to win. He just figured he'd get himself a second place and called it. He didn't want to take it to Levi too much, as he seen Levi really falling through the field at the end. He felt sorry for him. Such a careful guy and caring gentleman here. Mike Casey, everybody.
I do it for TV.
Welcome to the back to the booth, Mike. Obviously, we know Michigan is a bear. It's fun. It's fun to watch everybody out there. Things were back and forth tonight. You had to work your butt off in order to get a great finish here. And it happens to be a little bit of luck fell your way as Levi Poland fell back through the field there at the end, so you can maximize your gain here tonight. But want to say congratulations. But hey, man, just give us a little rundown of your race. What stood out, and what kind of kept everybody together so much?
Well, it was this was probably our best car count we've had this season. So I think we need to have everybody do road course races the night before, because everybody came in tonight. So I'm all about it. If you guys want to do some more road course racing this week, that's cool with me.
I heard you can't turn right very well.
It was yeah.
That's not our word. That's what we were told.
That's what I was told. Just saying. No birdie told me.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I mean, Michigan did not disappoint. That's for sure. It was wild whether you were in front, in the back, the middle. I think the guy in the pace car was probably terrified too. So, everybody just, it's Michigan, man. It's so hard for people to back out of a good run whenever you're coming off the top and you got the momentum. It's hard to not just want to dive down and, take the air off a car and get that position. And you feel like you might be able to run away because you feel like you're really fast. And then, here comes a draft. And it's just, it's Michigan. It was fun. We started out a little rocky. We had some cautions and had some stuff under yellow again. So it's stuff that, we definitely need to clean up. But other than that, I thought everybody did a good job. I was honestly scared to be conservative because every time I started kind of lifting out of it and trying to be conservative, I felt like I was going to get ran over or taken 4 or 5 wide. So it was kind of, you just had to, kind of be very aggressive tonight. And, it was a fun race. It felt good to be back up and get a podium. I was hoping I was going to get a win tonight, but, Roger drove his butt off tonight.
It definitely did a fantastic job making sure that to get that win over you here tonight. But either way, you guys never fail to put on great numbers. It's good to see the number is obviously increasing. You guys getting hitting some new milestones and more attendance and stuff, as there's plenty of room out there on the track, at least for some of these bigger tracks. But right now, you guys are doing great. I mean, your viewership here and your fans are by far some of the best out there, as well as they chat back and forth with us as we're talking amongst the show, and that's always a good time as well. So, but we want to say congratulations, Mike, because obviously a long weekend, and you might not be able to turn right very well, but you sure can turn that car turn that car left. So we want to say congratulations on the great finish here tonight at Michigan, and give you some time for any shouts you might have in that number 6.
I appreciate that. Yeah. The road course stuff is not my cup of tea. I don't think that's any secret. So shout out to the guys that can do that and do it well. And shout out to our 2 teams that participated in the 24-hour Daytona event. We had two teams of 5, I believe, running it. So good job to them. And it was fun to support them and watch them compete and put on a good show. But, shout out to Core Racing Network, obviously on YouTube. If you guys haven't done it, just hit the thumb button. It's not hard. I go thumbs down and thumbs up, thumbs down, thums up. Just kind of mess with them. But
you can thumbs down all you want.
You're only messing yourself up. It's your algorithm.
Any negative
I do it for TV.
It's still TV. Even if you get bad reviews, it's still a review,
Yeah, but shout out to you all. Thank you all for putting on our show and broadcasting. As always, it's always fun going back and watching and seeing all the action on the track. Shout out to Kim's Cup some more over on Facebook. Definitely go get you some Kim's Cup stuff. They got all kinds of stuff to get, good 191 gear and everything else. And then Richard Hartman over at One Vision EMS and Transport. Appreciate them helping the league out and keeping this thing going. So other than that, that's all I got. I appreciate everybody watching out on YouTube. Hope you all enjoyed that race. And then, we go to Daytona next weekend, so I can't imagine that being any wilder than tonight. So stay tuned. It'll be another wild show Sunday, I believe. So,
well, we look forward to it, Mike, and obviously always appreciate the shout outs to everybody. Again, we want to say congratulations and let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right. I appreciate you guys. You all have a good night.
Yes, sir.
As your second place finisher here tonight, driver of the 6, I'd say Mike Casey, but according to Renee, it's he's just a dork anyway.
Hey, I'm still here.
He's still in the booth.
Okay, come on, there we go. And he's gone. There we go. And, either way, heck of a win, heck of a second place here for him as he had a battle back. But the man that got the win here tonight, the driver of the 18, is Roger Saucier, Bryce Saucier. I mean, heck of a run out here. I said it at the end of the race, and I kind of had to think back to it, but I said you definitely clearly know how to handle the D. Clearly, I'm talking about Auto Club and Michigan, nothing else. But I mean, what is it about these 2-mile DJ doubles? You won both of them here this season.
I don't know. I like running the outside, and they probably have the most defined outside lines of the intermediates. So I think that helps. and they race. I mean, they're similar with the way they race. So the way you manage a race is the same.
I mean, you had the speed right from the rip here. You start up there in the second row, and you had that 18 up there quite a bit. But as I mentioned to Justin Spengler, it doesn't matter if you got to the lead here or not. You probably weren't going to hold it for too long. It was just so racy with everybody up there going 2-3 wide almost constantly. Nobody could break away from anybody. So how crazy, how hectic was it? I mean, did you have to think about when you wanted to make your pass because you weren't leading coming to the white?
Yeah, for sure. It was the track. It's so the bigger track with the 550 package we had is really, really draft heavy. So you almost have to set it up like almost like an 87 on a super speedway in a way. I mean, there's more side drafts in these cars and these have way more downforce, but the way you almost attack a setup similar is about the only thing that's kind of similar. So I didn't actually expect to pass him off turn 2. I was trying to set him up to get to cross him over and get underneath him into 3, but I had really good run off the top and got to the outside of him and got on his quarter panel, side draft him, slowed him down, and got away.
Well, now, we're not ones to stir up the pot or anything, but, according to Mike Casey, he said that's what he planned. He basically said he gave you this race, that he was planning on you coming away with the win. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, he's basically, trying to steal the thunder by saying, no, I gave him the win.
I mean, there's ways I think he could have went about defending a little better, for sure. I probably would have waited a little longer. In his spot, I don't think you wanted to lead at the white flag. Or if you were going to lead, you needed to be like side by side into one.
I mean, listen, I tell Jimmy that. I tell Jimmy that all the time on super speedways that I don't want to be leading on the white flag, but it just seems like more often than not that's where the winner comes from anyway. But clearly it wasn't the case here tonight. You had the 18 in the right spot at the right time. You make the pass there out of turn number 2, and you go on to the win. So congrats on your second win here of the season, and you can definitely try and get some more wins than just on these Ds here for the season. So we got plenty of racing yet to go, but either way, take some time, celebrate this one. Who do we give a shout out to or thanks to?
Thanks the grandmother. She usually always watches these races, so thanks to her for that support, and thanks to you guys for the broadcast. Real good broadcast on for us every week.
I appreciate that, buddy. Congrats again on your second win here of the season. We'll see if the rest of the season gives you at least a third or more here. But either way, take some time, celebrate this, and we'll see you next week at Daytona.
Yes, sir.
That is your winner here tonight at Michigan, the number 18, getting his second win. And clearly, these the D-shaped ovals work out pretty nicely for him. But Jimmy, that's going to put a wrap on it here tonight. We got to get ready and got to get over to Charlotte ourselves to get some racing in. So we'll let everyone go here in Sierra Nation. Again, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again to One Vision EMS and Transports and Kim's Cups and more for the sponsorship. But for myself and Jimmy from the Michigan International Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.